Good evening, everybody. I have a short story that I'd like to read that's slightly longer than 5 minutes. So this is part one. Boogeyman. She finds herself flying around the corner and through a door. Jace says the lounge is available, meaning somewhere to have sex. Before she can see where she is, the lights begin to dim. Wait, this lounge has dimmers? And a pool table. Jace eases her back, and soon she finds herself pinned against the edge of the billiards table. Either she leans backward, and Jace definitely climbs on top, or she stands here awkwardly. The open lounge door mocks her. Jace? He kisses her, but she tries to break it off. Jace, can you, please, the doors. He lets her break the kiss, sighs, and goes back to the door. It clicks closed, and soon a blind covers the small wired window. The block letter G on Jace's letterman's jacket glints in the half-light leaking through the windows on the other side. The lounge actually has a nice view of the quad. Jenny might have to remember this place. Could be nice for studying, if it's as quiet as Jace claims. Or maybe it's just an on-campus love shack. Jenny really didn't want some hormone-drunk students to barge in while she studies for yet another inevitable Kerman quiz. It would be awkward. Jace is behind her, and his hands begin to snake across her belly. His teeth nip at her neck. Even though she's sure he isn't aware of it, a lot of his foreplay is like a wolf's. Does he see himself as some sexual beast? His hands roam, looking for an on button. But then again, Jace never really cared if she was on. He was on enough for the both of them. When Jenny was 5, she had a nightmare. She was alone in her room, dark and fog enveloping her. As she lay in bed, the closet door creaked. Opening, closing, opening, closing. Jenny grabbed the robot extendo arm, a chain of markers, and her princess fairy wand to try to push the door closed without leaving her bed, but nothing stopped the creaking. She knew that if she got out of bed, she was no longer safe. Her parents didn't exist. Outside her room didn't exist. The windows looked out on a big black nothing. The bed was her only haven. But the door was creaking, and it scared her. She needed to close it. She inched her way to the edge of the bed. Carefully, she picked up the monster sock and threw it off the bed, watching it flop on the floor. The monster jumped out from under the bed, so the coast was clear. Jenny eased her toes to the carpet, as quiet as she could be. She looked back, and her bed was gone. The closet door creaked open, wider and wider. There was darkness, and something white, barely visible in the shadows. Jenny knew it was bad, but her bed was gone. She had nowhere to go. A clean, polished bone foot stepped out from the closet. The leg followed, creeping out of the darkness, emerging from the gel of night. Soon the skull nodded forward, smiling. The sockets stared at her, and she could tell he was hungry. She turned to run, but long, bony fingers grabbed her, wrapping around and around her waist like a snake. She screamed, but there was no sound. She only heard the skeleton chuckling, whispering, "No sound. I won't allow it." Then his jaw dropped, and he swallowed her whole. "Look, Jace, we need to talk." Jenny tries to twist out of his arms, but he is stronger. "What, baby? You want to try something new tonight?" "No, look, can you just sit on the couch for a moment?" Jace lets go, and she turns to face him. She sees the "I'm gonna get some" gleam in his eye. He flashes a sly grin as he backpedals to the faux leather couch, sitting, legs wide, arms on the back. He is ready for a lap dance. Jenny stands by the window, her back to the door. I think I'll call it there.